So women's doubles with the tie on the line. Elaine, Chua, Sari, Shinta, Mulia up against Muskens and Piek. Obviously doubles pair from the Netherlands that have had much success. And 2 big wins already this week for the Dutch pair. This is Muskens, 25-year-old from Arnhem, who's been a big part of this doubles pair. As you can see, in 2015 they've been very consistent. Had an early loss at the All England, but otherwise it's been at least quarter-finals for this pair. Piek, a couple of years younger. 3 matches for her this week. She's won them all. Also won in the mixed doubles with Jaco Arends in their match against Spain. And you can see, I mean, not only are they obviously very impressive wins, and obviously time-wise as well, but they were important wins because of where they came in the match situation.
Yeah, absolutely. When the Netherlands have had 3-2 victories this week, and to be able to do that in clutch situations will be a great confidence builder for these two.
Well, up against the 18-year-old Elaine Chua alongside the more experienced Sari Shinta Mulia. She has played mixed doubles this week. It's a scratch pairing, so obviously there's no stats to go on. But she played with Tan Hei Wan in the mixed doubles, who's a regular partner. She's been picked for the up-and-coming Southeast Asian Games. Sari Shinta Mulia, well, an experienced player, Super Series winner, alongside Yao Lei, who's now retired. So she's the one really who's going to be out there in a scratch pairing, carrying the burden. I mean, listen, never say never, and you can see, never played before, never played this week either. Never say never, but I mean, you can't really see beyond a Dutch win here, surely.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Have they? Not that much stranger.
No, I mean, it's the thing that Shinta Mulia Sari is obviously the experienced one and been around and of a massively high level to be able to win Super Series, and if she's going to be able to, I'm not going to say carry, but help Elaine Chua through this one, it's going to be a lot of it's on her shoulders. So whether she's able to control the game.
But isn't it a lot down to how those two we just saw in our picture play as well? If Muskens and Piek play to their peak, if I can use that word, then they should go on and win. Big yells going on in the arena because I mentioned earlier Michelle Lee playing up against Carolina Marin and fighting for every point, as you'd expect those two. But if these two here nearest to us play to their level, surely they should. And I'm saying, you never know in sport, obviously, like you say, they should be able to see it through.
They should, yeah. On paper, you would put them down as favourites. And that is their challenge, really, to play to the level that they can play to. And if they can do that, then I don't think there should be any problems from the Dutch camp in this women's doubles.
And if that's the case, the Netherlands will win.
On my right, Netherlands represented by Muskens and Piek. And on my left, Singapore, represented by Ling Chua and Shinta Mulia Sari. Netherlands to serve, Muskens to Shinta Mulia Sari. Long ball, play.
Well, from our commentary position, the Dutch girls there, they haven't got the names on the back of their shirts, and I've got to say, they look very similar from this angle. Obviously we can't see their faces, but what we do know is the first point's gone the way of the Singapore duo. I mean, there is some pairs that got twins. Even harder to tell it up. Lots of the Luo sisters, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this match obviously has an interesting dynamic on it.
Oh, service fault called on young Chua. Natu, quick to bounce on that one. And that one add to her nerves, won't it?
Yeah, as I was saying, she's obviously going to get a lot of shots directed at her when the other three players on court are of world top 10 level. Shinta, Mulia, Sari having been there before.
Gotta say, you've just helped me out with a good way of telling them apart, haven't you? After Muskens has got the yellow strings on her racket. Let's hope she doesn't change her racket, but I assume they're the same coloured strings all the way around, and it was Muskens there that just nets. Obviously a well-known pair, but we're used to seeing them with the names on the back of their shirts. Right through the midder from Sari there. Yeah, first player from the Republic, along with Yao Yeli, to win the Singapore Open in 20 years. Obviously a big deal when they won a few years back now.
Yeah, that hall's known for being notoriously windy as well, so big achievement doing that.
Well, they've settled well, haven't they? Sari and Chua here so far. Fault called this time on Selena Piek. So one each.
Yeah, Dean for being too high. Again, just clever attack from the Singaporean pair. Smash out wide, so hard to turn cross court if you take it with your backhand.
Service over. 4-6.
That's just why, but I have to say, balance of play evenly matched, isn't it? Much more so than I was expecting. I know you are the wiser head saying, you know, let's wait and see.
Some would say the conservative head saying that.
I like putting the nick on the block. I should say in that women's singles, which is why you're hearing a lot of the noise. Carolina Marin took the first game very easily, but second game not so easy. It's 26-25 at the moment to Michelle Lee. Tight here as well, 6 points all.
I think look for the Dutch pair to continue to do or play rallies similar to that last one if they can, just to attack on Chua as much as possible.
And I suppose for them it's hard to have known tactically exactly how to play it. Obviously they'll know much about Sari, but Elaine Chua will be an unknown quantity to them.
Yeah, they'll have to take a little bit of time to figure her out and where her strengths are, but obviously she's reasonably powerful from the backline as we see in that rally, but I think their strength will come having played as a pair together for such a long time. They'll be able to work out agreements and combinations that the Singaporean pair won't be able to do, being a scratch pairing.
Yeah, this Dutch pair are able to see off a Spanish women's double partnership that included the world number 1 this year, Carolina Marin, and Marin on court at the moment. On the other side has been taken to a game all by Michelle Lee. Even at this level, which is level 2, you can see some real top class badminton. And this is turning out to be a tight battle at the moment. This rally just proving that.
Here we see the Singaporean pair probably with a harder attack.
And what a finish from Chua. Our teammates are feeling a little buoyed by what they're seeing here. Confident shot, wasn't it? Right there.
Yeah, stepping in onto that flatter smash from Muskens.
That's better from a Dutch point of view.
9-8. 7. Service over. 9-all.
Well, if they didn't know beforehand, they know it now. Muskens and Piek, it's got some work to do here to see the Netherlands over the line. And you know, we were talking about them having to play at their level, their best level, and really it should be job done. At the moment, you can't say they've been at their very best.
Not at their absolute best, no, I think, but they've still been pretty good. It's been a good start. As I say, Shinta, Mulia, Sari rushes one a bit quickly, but they've been made to work, and their offense hasn't really been that effective yet, even though they're playing on the faster side of the hall. I mean, they're not known for their power, but they're being made to work really hard for every point.
11.
Yeah, 21 points played and just one between them.
Kijken wanneer je daartussen kan komen. Ze hebben toch niet op van één blok gedrukt. Vooral het donkere meisje heeft een hele moeilijke grip met haar bekken waarin ze eigenlijk alleen...
Well, just edged ahead in the end at the start of this women's doubles. They'll be hoping to let their quality show though after the restart here.
Shinta. I don't know. She. 11, 10, play. Oh! 12, 10.
Well, been a very consistent pair. They won 3 times last year, got to the last 16 of the World Championships, and at the back end of 2013 they won 4 events in a row. They actually played together at the Sudirman Cup 2 years ago. It's all netted there by Selena Piek. Played at the Sudirman Cup a couple of years ago, won all 3 of their matches. So that was only their second event together, played against France, Canada and Austria in the group last time.
Service over.
So I mean, they're a pair really that, you know, the next year it's you know, a big hope to make sure they qualify for the Olympics.
Absolutely, and at number 9 in the world, they're in a good position to do so. But you said it there, and that they are a consistent pair, both in their results but also in their play. We've seen very few mistakes from them, and they're also really solid defensively, and so as a result it means they're very hard to beat.
14.
Yeah, I mean, you don't see anything there that would necessarily frighten the very best pairs, though. That's not you know, putting them down at all, but there's no lightning sort of touch from them, and real power that's going to blow an opposition away.
Yeah, exactly. They don't, like, for example, have the power of a Chinese women's doubles, for example, but their strength again is their consistency, but also when they work together. And there's a lot of benefits that you can get from that if you know each other's patterns. You know when someone's likely to smash down the sideline, so you can, as a front player, move across and try and intercept the next shot and be therefore more dangerous from the front of the court.
Service foul call. Service over.
Again, service full court.
13, 14. Selena.
Again,
Okay.
Selene and Piek being told here, listen, he's in charge. Trust his decision.
Signal. Service charge signal. Okay.
I mean, I'm not sure what they expect the umpire to do in that situation, but I suppose they just don't want it to keep happening.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess there's two responses to it. If you don't believe that
15.
you're being faulted, then you can keep it
13.
at the same height, or if it does become a problem, it would be sensible just to drop the serve down a little bit.
Down the corner nicely there, did Chua. I was going to say, has certainly not looked out of a depth there, has she?
No, and I think she's a good partner for Shinta Mulia Sari, in that she does have some power from the back line, and she can play her in the front court, and they can win their points that way.
Yeah, just that's the sign of a scratch pairing right there, wasn't it?
16.
Yeah, just
14.
not having the confidence to take over and take that shot on defense. And I think she is a little vulnerable there, as the Dutch pair have shown.
Service over.
Well, there's been a few who've done that, haven't they?
16.
You think it's going to go out, but of course the drift's working the other way.
Yeah, particularly at that end. I think in a normal stadium that would just fly long.
Service foul call.
Another service fault call. This
Service
time
over.
it's Indonesia who are penalised, and that
15.
to a side, I make it.
Yeah, all for the same thing too.
I mean, to my eye, I don't see that much wrong. What about you?
No, I think that's just okay,
Play.
but it's such a fine line.
Because it said you're not allowed to serve above the waist, but that's not quite how it is it? It's the ribs, isn't it?
Yeah, the waist is deemed to be between your hip and your lowest rib, which is quite difficult to see as a service judge. Not that I've ever done it, but when you're wearing a baggy t-shirt, it must be difficult to tell where that point is. We see a well-worked point from the Dutch.
Yeah, and they've just managed to ease ahead now in this opening game, 18-15.
Play. 19.
And their
15.
experience and their know-how showing through.
Yeah, I have to say that was a bit of a almost junior mistake from Chua. Going for a big cross-court smash at 18-15. But credit to the Dutch girls, they have
15.
definitely targeted her and their attack, and it's worked for them.
They have 5 game points. Oh, play. What a lovely way to wrap up this opening game.
Game won by Netherlands.
Really well played by Muskens and Piek. They kept their
15.
game together. No sign of any panic when the opposition got a little too close to them, and then the deft touch at the end of it all to wrap things up, much to the despair of these two. Selena Piek and Efje Muskens take the opening game 21 points to 15. So in the end, the superior pair, the pair that know each other best, did shine through.
Yeah, I think we saw the class of the Dutch pair from 15-16, 15 all in that set. They made no errors from that point on, and especially in a women's doubles where it's much harder to score your points because of the better defense compared to the opponent's offense. It's a real quality to have, and one that all the top women's doubles pair have, is to be consistent, especially at critical times as it is from 15 all.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds.
So is this where these two wrap things up for the Netherlands? Of course, it doesn't wrap up the overall tie completely because we'd still have the mixed doubles, but there would be no way back for Singapore if Selena Piek and Efje Muskens win this game.
Second game. Level. Play. Foul. Service over. 1. Low.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more of a challenge for the Dutch girls in this set to score their points. Obviously playing against the wind now, and so they're really going to have a good defense.
2. Low.
But they are solid in that area.
Out. Service over. 1, 2.
Yeah, the drift just taking that one long from Sari.
2. All. Service over. 3, 2. Four, 2.
have some of that. We've seen some good fight backs, haven't we, in today? We've seen match points saved in the two singles. It's a big ask for Sari, Shinta, Mulia and for Elaine Chua to do that here, but they made a good start to this second game. A very good start.
Yeah, they have. They've been noticeably more aggressive in the first three as well, putting pace on the return of serve and the third shot, and then moving forward afterwards. Just to take away the easy block option for the Dutch girls, and it's been working.
That's good. That's very good.
7-2. Halt.
Finding a mark here, isn't she, the 18-year-old?
Yeah, that was a better time to go for the cross-court smash when she's on balance.
Service over.
Just drifted long
3-8.
and much needed point for the Dutch pair after that was 6 in a row from
Service over. 9,
Singapore.
3.
Well, they started well in the first game, the Singapore pair, but not as good as this. That's a block that ends up being a winner. And it's been that kind of game so far for them. 11-3, their interval lead.
Yeah, they've certainly picked up from the end of the first. Everything that seems to come off their rackets has been good, or stayed in the court at least. That's a little bit of fortune there for Chua. Bad misjudgment from Muskens, but they've been a lot more dominant in the first three and coming out hitting a lot harder. And the Dutch girls haven't been able to respond. I don't think they've expected it. The increased aggression from Singapore. And I mean, if they're going to counter that, they're going to need to start to play a bigger court, move the Singaporeans around more and give themselves some more time to take the pace out of the game, and especially in the flat exchanges, because they're not succeeding in that department at the moment.
Net called.
Service over. 4-11.
Just the start the Dutch wanted to the resumption here.
Yeah, great response from Muskens.
Long way back still though.
Well done.
Six, 11.
Yeah, well, 11-3 stung.
7,
And stung into
11.
action, it would seem. 4 straight points
Okay.
coming back have tightened things up a little. Still, obviously, given the gap that there was, it's still a decent lead for Elaine Chua and
Right.
Sari Shinta Mulia.
Yes, clever stuff this from
11.
the Dutch pair. Just directing everything down the centre of the court. One, creating a little bit of confusion for the Singaporeans, but also able to shut down the angles so they can cover everything that comes back.
What a really good point that was. And you know what? You have to give it here to Muskens and Piek, because they were right up against it and they haven't blinked, have they? Every shot's found its mark.
Yeah, I guess like we saw at the end of the first set, as they come out on top of a 40-shot rally, just their consistency is superb.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, first point one since the interval, 5 in a row have got Muskens and Piek back in things, but still Chua and Sari leading here.
Service over. 10, 12.
Always a risky tactic, that one from Chua. Just trying to put it in behind Piek at the front of the court, but she's too good for that.
11, 12.
Well, rare mistake.
Service over.
Kind of unnerved when you see the net one.
Yeah, especially after the
13.
brilliant defense to stay in that rally. Under a lot of pressure and able to get the shuttle away.
Service fault call.
Service fault called again, and
12.
it hurts, doesn't it, now at this stage of the match?
Yep, good call.
Right.
Terrific. Well, that's one way to
13.
turn
Oh.
complete defense into complete attack in the space of one shot.
Oh, brilliant. Fabulous.
14, 13.
And look at that. 11-3 down at the interval. They now lead 14-13 in this second game, the Dutch pair. That's wide.
Service over. 14 all. Should not play.
That's wide as well. So back in front they go.
Service over. 15, 14.
Chua needed to tie her shoelaces, so the umpire allowing the Dutch pair to go off. Just have a little towel down. They don't want to be standing on court, do they? Waiting. So if you're going to do that, we'll do this.
Yeah, of course you always want to play the game in your own tempo and your own rhythm as much as you possibly can.
That's long from Chua. I just have to tell you, there's a bit of a thriller going on still in that women's singles match between two of the top players in the world. You have to say Michelle Lee, Commonwealth Games gold medalist, up against Carolina Marin, who went to #1 in the world this year. And they're in the third game and they're in extra points, I can tell you as well. This one doesn't look like it is going to go the distance, because Muskens and Piek have just turned this game on its head, haven't they?
Yeah, nice variety we see there in the serve from Muskens.
18, 14.
And the Netherlands now 3 points away from beating Singapore.
Yeah, this has been a terrific turnaround from the Dutch.
Well, they won 16 of the last 19 points.
Wow.
And now Chua nets, and we have 6
20,
match points.
Match point 14.
And the cheers you can hear as well. I'll tell you, there's a match over on the other court. Michelle Lee has beaten Carolina Marin, but match points here. And it's a brilliant way to end things.
Okay.
Well, you have to say that was some performance in the end. Fabulous shot to end it from Efja Muskens, but together with Selena Piek, a real performance that shows a mature and duo that know each other very well. Fantastic display. 21-15, 21-14.
21-15.
Yeah, what a response it was after the start
14.
of that second game. The Singaporeans came out strong, and as we see, how tight is that?
18 of the last 21 points went their way. The Netherlands have beaten the Singapore thanks to that women's doubles victory. There's nothing that the mixed doubles pair from Singapore can do but come out and just play for pride now. Efja Muskens and Selena Piek have seen the Netherlands over the finishing line here. And you have to say, with some style as well. It's 3-1 overall thanks to a victory 21-15, 21-14.